Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Horror Bar. So today's video is going to be like sort of part one of this diorama that I'm making. So this diorama is going to be the pub from American Werewolf in London. So this is just going to be the front of the actual pub itself. So for now what I've done, I've got most of the sculpting done on it, and literally it's like 2 layers to this. So it's all done with the foam that I always use when I make them dioramas. But if you take it to just this side, you can see so it's been layered. So literally I started off with the basic foam itself, cut out the doorway and the window, and then I cut more of the foam out and like individual bricks and stuck them on to give it more an actual real look to it of a brick wall. I think this is the first time I've done this sort of look of building a wall. Usually when I'm building a wall for a diorama, it's usually just the stuff that I use, and then I usually just do the lines and everything and do the grooves and everything, and that always looks really good. I've done this slightly different. I wanted a different approach to it. I tend to try and do different things to my dioramas just to have them stand out a bit more from the other dioramas. So they're always different pretty much. They're always evolving. So you don't always look similar to each other, the dioramas that I make. So basically I try to make them look like so they've been done by different people, but they haven't. They've always been done by me. So just a different look to them basically. So what I've gone for is just basically, I've done this side of the wall as well. So I've just done a bit on this side. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do about this side. I'm just literally, I'm going off reference because I actually, when I was going to make this diorama, I couldn't decide what I was going to make. And the most obvious one was obviously the pub. It just seemed more easier in a way to pull it off basically. Not easier as in building it, easy in the way of displaying it with the actual figures itself, with it not being too big, because originally there's one of the main scenes I wanted to go for was in the cinema scene, but it wouldn't work with the characters because obviously you can see David's got his coat on, and in that scene he doesn't have his coat on. Let's try and stand him up without falling this time, or knocking the diorama over, because now that won't stand. And Jack as well. Jack's already been cut up and everything, which I already had the body for him, because obviously you get the extra body, don't you, to have that look to him. So yeah, I decided just to go for the pub look, but I will be changing him out anyway. I won't just displaying him like this, because the swap outs are so much better for this character. But you can see that's how it's going to look. It looks pretty good to me. I can get both the characters in. Obviously, the things that I need to add to this diorama, obviously I need to add a lot more to it. This is just the basic at the moment. But I need to fill in all the, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the wall filler stuff that I always use for when I'm doing my brick style and stuff like that on my dioramas, but it's going to be literally covered. So by the looks of it, I was going from like pictures of, like, I took pictures of the actual movie itself off my telly and everything, and the stonework is literally, it's just like all messy basically. So I'll probably go in there and just cover it completely and then just clean it off so they all have different extra bits like sticking out and stuff. I might even add a bit of extra layers of brick to make them stand out a bit more. I hope you know what I'm saying, but I'll probably not making any sense what I'm trying to say. But literally, the brick wall in the movie, the pub is not, you can't really see individual bricks, if you know what I mean. So this is, at the moment you can see individual bricks, but you're not going to be able to see that once I cover it all over. For this side here, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to go off. But originally, going back to my original thought, I tend to lose myself when I start talking. I went online and I had a look at reference photos and stuff, and there was actually a diorama what somebody's already made. So I'm going from that one basically, similar to that person's diorama. Basically, he just did the front of it, add the bench, which I'm going to add. I'm going to add a bench to it. I'm going to have a look on eBay, see if I can get one without making one. I don't think I can get one though, because I was looking at the sizes, and the sizes are literally a 1/12 scale, like the Mezco sizes. So I think it'll look way too small. So I might have to build my own bench, which will just go at the front here. Obviously, put the door in, the window in, and that. And yeah, this side, I don't know what to do for this side. Like I said, I saw somebody make one of these dioramas. Well, I didn't see him make it, but I saw photos of it already been made. And they actually used, it wasn't probably this actual thing, but it was like it was something like this basically. They had like the sky and the moon effects and everything, and they had it like that. It was something like that they had it as. It looked pretty good. So I don't know if to go for something like that. It won't be as big as that though, because obviously it needs to go on the shelf. But I want to add something to that side, but I just don't know what to add to it yet. So there's that issue. What's probably going to be my biggest issue with this diorama, just trying to think what I can put at this side. I might not even do anything. I might just put some more foam at that side and just leave it blacked out. Pub sign obviously is going to bring this whole diorama together. It's going to be the main feature, so that's going to be the most important detail to add to this, is the pub sign. For what I'm going to do is the picture and what's used on the actual pub sign, I'm just going to print it off and hope for the best and see if it looks pretty good with it printed off on actual paper. I might get away with it, and then make the framing and everything. And I want to try and get some real chains as well, so it's on an actual real chain, and have it. I think in the movie it's actually just built above the doorway, but I'm thinking I might have it towards this side mainly, because again that's going to be a difficult one, because it's getting the right size of the. I want it to make it look like so you can actually see the pub sign, but not too big where it looks silly, if you know what I mean. So that's going to be probably one of the hardest things to do on this diorama, is getting that sort of size perfectly right, where it's not too small, not too big. You can easily see it, and it's not sort of like, because I don't want to be dangling down in front of the door, which it's not going to be there anyway. It's going to be over this sort of side. So I want the pub sign to come probably to about here, just to the top of the door. So it needs to be probably about that sort of size, I think, would work. And like I said, then get some, try and cover this side up. And yeah, I think it shouldn't take too long to make this diorama. I mean, it took me probably a good few hours just to get this far with it. Again, when I cover it with the waterfiller stuff, that'll take longer, because it'll take longer to dry. But once it's dried, it'll be solid as well, and it'll have some weight to it. The other issue as well I need to do as well, which I forgot about, is in actual making an actual base for it as well. I need to make a base. So I don't know how to go about making the base. I know how to go about making a base. I've made loads of bases for my dioramas, but I don't know what to go for the look. I'm thinking about, because I like to do different techniques and stuff to my dioramas, and add different things to it from other ones. I'm thinking about actually going to like my local like Hobbycraft and getting you can get like little bags of stones and stuff like that, and what people use for their dioramas and train sets and stuff. I might just actually make some sort of like pathway and just have that stuff covering it basically. I've never used it before. I don't usually use stuff like that because it's pretty pricey, and you get like a little bag, like say like this bag, about that size of a bag, and I think it's like nearly 20 quid, so it's not exactly cheap. So that's why I've never bothered using stuff like that. I usually just use stuff that I can get hold of pretty easily, what's not going to be costing too much, and then I just work around it, and it always works. I never spend too much on these dioramas. The most I usually spend when it's all done is literally probably about a tenner at the most, and that's probably just using the paints. As I said, I try to use stuff what's like what I can gain access to around the house and stuff like that, and then just add into the diorama. So yeah, I don't usually spend a lot of money on making these. It just takes a lot of time really to actually build them up. So yeah, so that is about it so far with this diorama. I've gone on for ages just to talk about it basically, and this is only the first part. But the second part to this diorama will probably be, I don't know if I'll get. Hopefully, I'll have the window done, the door done, and some other bits, and then hopefully, the third part will be literally the finished result. Yeah, because once I've done all the sculpting, that when I finish doing all the doors, got the flooring laid out and everything, what I'm going to do for the base, and this side, that'll be my second video. My last video will be literally just the finishing it, just showing you that it's all finished. So you'll always see it unpainted until right at the end, because that's when it brings it basically to life, when you've painted it all up. So again, tell me what you think. Tell me if you've got any ideas what I could use or what I could do for putting this side and building this side up. I don't want to do a wall, because obviously there's no wall in that scene. It just goes straight across. There's supposed to be another window here. Obviously I didn't want to do that because it don't want to be too big on the shelf, because it's going to take up too much space. And there's going to be no roof around either, because there's supposed to be windows up here as well. So it just stops there basically. So I just need something to go. I want something to come out here. I'm just thinking just using just a piece of foam and then painting it black and leaving it like that. I don't know. If you guys can give me some ideas, if you can think of something I could do, maybe I should just go for that one what I saw, what somebody else did, is it like a backdrop of like a moon effect and everything. That might be better. Yeah, just let us know. So again, hit that thumbs up for us, subscribe if you've not subscribed, and we'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.